This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to lesson 2. So, before we dive into today's session, let's take a quick look back at what we have learned in our last class. So, we started by exploring Google Colab, understanding like how to access it and writing our first lines of code. And then we covered what are variables, what are data types. So, these are the building blocks of any programming language. So, and then we perform some basic arithmetic operations in Python to get comfortable with Google Colab and how, how easy to get a understanding how easy Python is. And by now, what I expect is I hope like everyone has had a chance to explore Google Colab. Like you are able to open it, try it out on your own, and because like since we'll be using it throughout this course, like we are going to have Google Colab with us for next 4 to 5 months. So I have structured each lesson in a way that keeps things organized. So every notebook includes key concepts followed by hands-on coding exercises. And the best part is, even after completing the course, you can revisit this notebooks anytime and everything will still make sense. Like you have theory and the coding then activities there itself, so it would be easy for you to like revise any topics or do the practice. So no need to dig through scattered files, or like you don't feel lost with this Google Collapse. So for every session I'll be sharing Google Colab, and we are going to make a copy of it. So the process remains the same, like open the link, make a copy, and you follow along as we code together. So all right, let me share today's Google Colab link with you. So, and today's session will dive into topics like input function, while loops, including finite loops and infinite loops, and conditional statements, nested loops, and more. So, and don't forget to make a copy. So I already shared the link with you in chat. So after like final group WhatsApp group gets ready, so every day I'll be sharing links in the WhatsApp group too. So yeah, let me share my screen. So yesterday we had like print function, type function, data types, right? So today we'll do input function. What's the task of input function? And then we'll start with the loops. So while loops and conditional statements. So we just saw like, if you have to print hello everyone 5 times, we have to repeat the print statement 5 times, right? So with 5 or 2 times, it's okay, but like 1,000 times, 2,000 times, it doesn't make sense. So we need loops. So first time it's connecting, it would take like little longer. And before we go for input function, it's a simple activity of writing a program to increment a value by 1. That means like if you create a variable with a 1 in it, and if you want to increment that value to 2, then how to do it with Python, we are going to say. Before that, how many values we can store in a variable? Anybody? Correct, Maria. Anybody else? Okay, correct, Sam. So correct, Deepa. It's like one value. We can store only single value in a variable. So let me just create a variable, and now I want to increment this value of 1 to 2. Then how to write the code is a equal to a plus 1. So what happens here is like we first created a variable a, and we have value 1 inside it. In the next line, what I'm doing is a plus 1. Now the a value is 1. When I say a plus 1, 1 plus 1. So this will get incremented to 1. And when we write like a equal to a plus 1, so this value get assigned to a again. So now the new value of A would be 2. So this is how we increment, a simple statement of increment. Like, we are going to use this particular statement in bigger codes, like bigger problem solvings. So if I just rerun this, each time I rerun this, it would be 2 itself, because each time I run this, first I'm assigning A equal to 1, then incrementing it to A plus 1 equal to 2. I mean, like A plus 1, so it becomes 2. So here with Python, Google Colab, like, okay. So here with Google Colab, like if I just write them in two different lines, what actually happens is, so like in WhatsApp, we have sometimes tend to keep on coding in different code cells. So here first I have, let me just take a different variable name. So I have just written like b equal to 1. I run this. I'm running this for 3 times. If I just want to see the value of b, what would be the output now? What do you think would be the output?
You have allocated, firstly, you have allocated 1 to B, right?
Yeah,
And after that, you are incrementing it by plus 1. So output will be 2 if you are running it for one iteration, is it?
yeah, I've done it for 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Then what would be the output now? Like I just run this for once, like then I have run it for 3 times. So here it's the same code. Like I have written everything in a single code cell. Equal to 1, I'm assigning, then equal to A plus 1 and A. Here what I've done is the same code, like instead of A, I've taken B as a variable name, but I have written 3 statements in a different code cells, and I run it for thrice, right? If I just run this, the B value is 4. So what is happening here is, you just have to like keep this in your minds, like when I'm writing them in different code cells, first I've assigned b equal to 1, so this is done. Then this particular statement, b equal to b plus 1, I have run it like first time, it becomes 1 plus 1. Again I'm running this. So then because I'm not running this again, so the b value will not change back to 1. So before it was 2, then next time I run it, it becomes 3. The next time I run it, it becomes 4, and so on. So here the difference is, like each time I run is the whole 3 code cells run at once. So again the a value will be rewritten to 1, then it becomes 2. Again it becomes 1, and then it becomes 2. But here when I've written them in different code cells, when I'm not running this, but if I'm only running this 2 3 times, only this statement gets executed. So the v value is getting incremented to 4. So you have to make sure like which code cells you are running, whether like the variable names are like we are actually reassigning the value or not. So this is just the activity to see that, if you have a tendency to write each line of code in different code cells, don't do it. Like try to write everything in a single code cell like this, and do make changes, because once you run this, you forget some codes in between, then you get the different outputs. So just like a caution here. Any questions here? It's a simple, yeah, activity. Yeah. Any confusion you feel about running them in different courses? So once you get used to collab, you will get an understanding directly. Just that this is the first time for many. Yeah, you can try on your own, Maria. It's okay. Like these are very simple activities. Like when you start, many of you are working with this Google Colab and Python for the first time. You might feel little not good about such things, but it's okay. Like very easy. Like when you get used to this, this is all you do. Like you do it with your subconscious brain. So yeah. And activity 1 is input function. So is input function ready-made function or user defined function? We didn't went deeper into functions topic soon. Like we are going to see functions tomorrow, but we just had an overview. Like there are two types of functions in ready-made functions and user defined functions. Is input ready-made? Yeah. I have a question here, Maya. Where should I enter in Google Colab? I didn't got your question. You just have to I sent the link, right? You open it, go to file, click on save a copy in drive, and then you have a copy and you work on it. So
Minakshi, hello. So
yeah.
you send the link, but I am not able to see in chat.
Okay, you have joined little later, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
five
the
minutes late.
old chats are not, yeah. I'm going to send it here. Like, don't worry, in future, like, we'll send it in WhatsApp group. So if you join like 5-10 minutes, you'll be having links in the WhatsApp too.
Okay, okay.
So, okay. And input function. So, ready-made function, you use a different function. Am I writing code for input function in the backend or I'm directly using it? Okay. So this is a ready-made function, right? I'm not writing any codes for this input function. So the task of input function is to take the input from the user and then print it. So let me just create name equal to, so I just write input and the brackets. I am not writing any message inside input function. I just want to print name. So input function takes input from the user and then prints it. So the task of input function is to take the input from the user and print it. So like we have this, if you open the Gmail ID, then you have the username and password boxes to enter, right? So they use input functions like the functions like this in the backend. So I can give any message like please enter your name. Then I run this. So you get this text. So then you can enter your name and run it, then it would be printing it. So if I have multiple input functions like name equal to input, please enter your username, then like password input, please enter your password. So you can print your name, your username is should I give quotations for name here to print the value which I'm saving inside this name variable, or should I just write name? What do you think?
Only name it will be, no? Because within quotations it will turn into a string.
Correct, correct. So please enter, correct Maria. So please enter your, sorry, not please enter your, we don't display passwords usually, but your password is, so I'm printing password. So you can join like print and input function together, and so I can give any username and I can give password some random. So it would be like your username is hello Kiran, your password is Python Kiran. So you can use the input function to take the input at the execution time and print it. So here there is one thing we have to keep in mind about this input function. So this seems like whatever coming next, this seems to be very simple, but this can be your interview question too. Let me just show you, like, till now I'm taking only the text, right, strings, and displaying it. Let me just take let me just create a age equal to input, enter age. So like when I've given enter age, that doesn't mean like you have to enter them in numbers itself. You can give the words too, right? So we don't have much restrictions here. So I want to increment the age to age plus 1. What do you think would happen now when I run it? First, I'll enter the name and then I enter the age. So let me just run this. Enter name, Mano. I'm entering the age 15. If I just press enter, what do you think would happen? So I just entered a number, right? 15. So 15 plus 1 should work. Like if it's a string, only then the concatenation, like addition doesn't work. We saw yesterday, like if it's a string like this, then we are going to get error. If it's number plus number, 15 plus 1, it should work. We are expecting 16 in the output. But when you take input using the input function, you give any data type. It becomes a string. Like input function by default always takes input in the form of strings. So there's a note here. So you have to make sure, like whenever you're using this input function in a bigger problem, so either if you want to take that input and do some mathematics on it or do some arithmetic operations on it, you have to make sure first you convert that to an integer data type, or yeah, so yeah, and then it works. Like if not, it will throw error because input function always takes input in the form of string. So here the solution for this is either I have to change this age to int here and then run it. You give any number, then you can see, like, it got incremented. So I'm not printing the incremented age. So now 15, it would be 16. So you have to either change the data type in the next line, or you can directly do it on the second line also. Here you can do it anywhere. So only then it would work. You want to try this activity from your end? I think, yeah. So let's put this activity there. So take a minute, try this activity. So create a program that asks for the user's birth year and calculates their age. So we are taking input of a user's birth year, and you have a current year, and you have to calculate the age. Like if someone's born on 1990, so it has to show, like, it's 35 years old. So you have to use the input function. Try this activity. Let's take a minute. Try this on your collabs. If your collab, like maybe for some reason you're not able to open it, at least you write it or think on your minds so that you're going to say it now. Take a minute. I'm expecting everybody are on their screens. So I'll also start typing here, but not cheating. Like, don't look at the screen. Try on your own. Like, if you are able to apply whatever concepts you have learned till now, you are able to create a program that asks for the user's birth year and calculates their age. I'm doing it now. Anybody done? Are you able to do it? If you are done, I'll run the code. Anybody done? If you have any problem with writing any line of code, you can directly put it in the chat. 1 minute, please. Okay, do it. Okay. Yeah, okay, done. So you got the output, JR. Nice. I'm expecting you got a correct output. So it's a very easy activity, right? So for people who are doing it for the first time, if you are able to do it, like it's really amazing because we just covered like very few activity, very few concepts, and this is all new environment for you, but you are still able to do it. Great. If you are not able to do it, that's also okay because you're doing everything for the first time. It's like a foreign language for you. You're trying, so you'll get better with every day. So, okay, I'm now running it. So first what I've done here is I just created a variable where I can take input from the user, ask them to enter your birth year, and since I want to do some automatic operations, I have to keep in mind input function always takes input as text. So I'm converting that to integer there itself, and then I've taken one more variable to give the current year. So then the age is nothing but current year minus birth year. So I just did that subtraction using the variables and then printing it. That's it. So enter your birth year. So you can enter 2000 and then you are going to get the output like you are 25 years old. Any questions here?
Current year, can we give it in the same format as birth year? I mean, current year will be equal to int and input this one.
Yeah, you
Enter
can
your
give
birth
it,
year.
but yeah, so current year doesn't change, so I didn't take the input. So yeah, you want to make a program which will work for years, coming years. So you can actually give input here for this current year also. It's your, you are writing the code. So I think there are a lot of, like in Google, you have, you want to calculate your age, you do have such a small webs where you go enter your current year, like current year is already there. So you just enter your birth year, you are going to get like your this many years, months, days old. So in the back end, it's like something like this.
There is any function to get the current year automatically?
Yes, in future we are going to see date time module, which is coming like 15 classes after. So there are a lot of ready-made functions available to get the current years, current time, so on, of different time zones and all. So we are going to see that also. So we have time series analysis. Yeah, good question. Yeah, we have ready-made functions for that. So yeah, and next is data type conversion, which we just saw. Like when you have a data, like input function is taking input like string, we are converting it to integer here. So data type conversion, we call it like typecasting too. So when someone sees typecasting, that is nothing but always remember like converting one data type to other. So we call it typecasting. So the same activity which we have done above, like, so if you check the type of number here, it would be, what would be the output now? What would be the type of number here? You give a number, but still if I check the type of number without converting it to integer, it would be, okay, let me just remove the brackets. It would be string now. So yeah, this is the only note you have to remember. And this question nobody expects to ask in interviews, but suddenly like from whole Python, they might ask you a simple question like what is the output, what is the data type of output of input function. After doing a lot of functions, thousands of functions, we sometimes forget like such a simple, uh, yeah, simple note points about input function. So this happened to one of my friend. They asked this question, so I always remember this here. So yeah, and let's come to important topic, while loops. So while loop repeats a block of code as long as condition is true. So if you want to print hello everyone 5 times or 1,000 times, we can use while loops to print it. And so here we have to see a different syntax. Till now when we are using input function or print function, we just write input and the brackets after it, print function, brackets after it. But when you are doing a while loop, the syntax is here. First you write while, which is a keyword, and we are going to give a condition. While condition, like for example, you want to print numbers from 1 to 5. So you have to give a condition. uh, I'll show you with an example how conditions are. Like you have to give a condition and colon. This is important. Like why colon? We The author has created in such a way like we have to give colon here. Without that, it would show you like syntax here, syntax error. And then to enter this block, there should be some spacing before the code. So in other programming languages, to enter a block like this with while loops or conditional statements, usually they use curly braces or brackets to enter the particular block of codes. But here in Python, the syntax is we have spacing here. So that means you are inside a while block, and we call this indentation. So what is indentation? Indentation refers to the spaces or tabs used at the beginning of a line of code. In Python, indentation is crucial because it defines the blocks of code, unlike many other programming languages which uses braces to define the blocks of code. Python uses indentation. So here, uh, with a simple code like a equal to 1, let's see, I give space and just write a equal to a plus 1 and then a. If I run this, Python will throw error because the spacing is very important in Python. It says like unexpected indent at this particular location. So you have to make sure you don't have extra spaces while writing codes. So because we give the spacing to enter a particular block. See, even with a one space, you got an error saying unexpected intent. So spacing is dangerous in Python. Unnecessary spacing is dangerous. So this is a simple syntax. We'll see example. But indentation, why is indentation important in Python? Proper indentation is required for the program to run. Without it, the interpreter will throw an error, and we don't have the brackets and all here. So it's for code readability. Indentation helps in making the code more readable and organized. It visually represents the structure and flow of the code. So indentation rules are like, you have to be consistent with the spacing. Like you start with two spacing, the whole code block we have to have like two spacing. So use the same number of spaces or tabs for indentation. Then again, like you have four spaces at one particular place, then two, then three, it will throw error. Like you have to make a consistent spacing. Mixing spaces and tabs can cause errors. Like standard practice is like usually have four spaces or two spaces. So And here in the Google Colab, actually we can set it. So indentation width and spaces, by default, whenever I press enter to enter any particular code block, so it's going to be 4 spaces for me. So you can set it to 4 or 2 according to whatever you feel like. So we give an example, it will you'll get clear idea of indentation here. So while loop syntax very simple, while, give a condition and the code. So let's create a simple code where we want to print the values from 1 to 5. So I want to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So simple method is like print 1, print 2, print 3, but we are not going to do such things, like that is not the right way of doing it, right? So for this, what I'm going to do is, first I'll take a variable I equal to 1. So I want to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've created a variable container where I stored 1 inside it. Then I'm writing a while keyword space, then the condition, like I want to print from 1 to 5. So I less than or equal to 5. So this is the mathematical, like less than or equal to symbol here, less than or equal to 5. I've given the colon. When I press enter, automatically I have 4 spacing here. You can see 4 dots. So that means I'm now inside a while block. I want to print I. So if you're not able to understand this, don't worry. Like we'll run it. We'll give the explanation. Then also you have questions. We'll take it up. So we already saw the increment statement, right? The I value was 1, but we want to print from 1 to 5. So next I has to become 2, then 3, and so on. So the increment statement is I equal to I plus 1. So here with this simple 4 line of code, if I run this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got printed, but what happened here is, first I've taken a variable, I've saved 1 inside it and named it while. So with while loop, we need a condition, and the condition has to be true. Only then you can enter the while block. So this has to be true to enter the while block, and the condition we give it according to the output we want. So it changes like based on the output we are looking for. So here I want to print from I numbers from 1 to 5. I just gave like I less than or equal to 5. So it's like a key here. Once you get a key which is true, only then we'll enter the while block. So it would check like 1 less than or equal to 5, true or false. 1 is less than 5 or greater than 5.
Less.
Less, right? So this is true. Since this is true, we got a key to enter the while block. Now we are here with the print statement. It says like print I. I is still 1. So we got 1 printed. Then it won't come out of the while block. So once this condition becomes false, only then we'll enter the while, will come out of the while block. It will again go check this condition. Now the I value has incremented 1 plus 1, 2. So it becomes 2 now. So it will again check 2 less than or equal to 5, true or false. 2 less than or equal to 5, true or false?
True.
True, right? So we are still
Yes.
inside the block. It's going to print I again. Now the I value has incremented to 2 now. So you're going to print 2. Then the next line is I equal to I plus 1, 2 plus 1. So it becomes 3. So it will again check 3. So it's like looping. That's why you call like while loops. So 3 less than or equal to 5, it's still true. So we are still executing 3 here, and then we'll increment 3 to 1. So the same repeats. Now the I value is 4. It will check 4 less than or equal to 5. So it's still true. Then again 4 gets printed, 4 increments to 5. Now it will go check the condition 5 less than or equal to 5. So 5 is not less than 5, but less than or equal to. That means like equal to is also there, right? This is still true. This is also true. So it will come print 5, then increment it to again based on like what codes we written inside the while block, they get executed. Like now it becomes 6. 6 less than or equal to 5, true or false? True or false?
False.
It is
False, right?
false.
Now, yeah, we lost the key. So now you cannot enter that while block. Only till the condition is true, we are going to enter the while block. Now it become false. We are coming out of the while block. So then we don't have any more code cells. It will just print from 1 to 5. And then, yeah, we got the output from 1 to 5. Let's take different examples and you'll have more clarity here. So the same thing, what I'm doing here is, instead of printing I want to print hello. What would be the output now? What do you think? Everything is same. Instead of print I changed it to print hello.
Hello will print 5 times.
Hello will print 5 times, correct? Because I'm not printing I. Before it was like print I, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each time I enter this while block, it just has a statement print hello, then I value is incrementing in the backend, but I'm not printing the I here. So now the I hello value will be printed 5 times. So the same thing after the while loop, what would be the output now? Just to get a idea for the first timers, like we are taking many different examples so that you know like how while loops work. What would be the output?
Okay, 4 times hello, fifth time hello, good morning.
Why do you think like 4 times hello and fifth time good morning? This is this print statement inside the while block or outside the while block?
Outside the while block.
Outside the while
Five
block,
times.
right? Correct.
Good
5 times
morning will
hello.
print only
One time good
once.
Yeah,
morning.
correct. So this whenever we remove this spacing, that means we are outside the while block. So we are
Got it.
printing hello 5 times. Then outside it comes outside. Okay, there is one more print statement. It would print. So it's like hello, hello, hello 5 times and good morning. So after the class, like take this uh, with this while, give different examples like change the I values, change the places, like the same hello is after incrementing. So just see like if there is any change. Like after incrementing, we have hello. Will it be 5 times or 4 times now? The same code,
5 times.
5 times. I'm running it. Yeah, correct. So uh, if I just print I, so just change places, see how is it having, because it's a interpreted language, it will print line by line. So you can see now, like when I printed I here, what happened? I got the output like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When the print statement was before it, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But just that, like I've printed it after increment, it has become the same logic, but I just printing I before or after changes the output. So what do you think happened here? So
Firstly,
you
the I
have
is getting incremented, and then the incremented value is getting printed first, and after that,
correct,
the same concept is getting
correct,
followed.
correct. Very good. So like first we are incrementing and then so for someone who didn't understand this, like first we have one, then we are printing one and then incrementing it to two. Here we have I value as 1. First it's incrementing, it becomes 2, then it's printing. So that's the reason it starts with 2. The last value was 6, so 6 was also printed. So it's Python executes line by line. So you have to just make see all these things very cautiously, like how we are. So to understand this, you should know like how this while block works, like how it's printing line by line. So we have
Sorry.
explanation to here. Yeah.
Excuse me, can you repeat whatever you said for the
Here,
second part from 2 to
second part.
6? Yeah.
Yeah. So what is happening here is So we have taken a variable I, which is 1. We are checking the condition, right? I less than or equal to 5, it's 2. So we got the key, we'll enter the block. So after entering the while block, the next code statement is I equal to I plus 1. So Python executes line by line. So the next line is I equal to I plus 1. So I value is 1. Now it's incrementing to plus 1. So what is the value of I now? At this line, what is the
It
value
will
of
be
I?
2.
2,
It will be
right?
2.
So when I
Yeah.
say print I, the I value was 2. So that's the reason it's printing 2 first here. Now it's incrementing again, like 2 less than 5 true, still enters the while block. 2 plus 1, it becomes 3. Then its I value has become 3. It's printing I3 here, and so on. At the end, like 5 plus 1 becomes 6. It's printing 6. After that, it will check the while condition here. 6 less than or equal to 5, which is not true, which is false, will come out of the while block. So that's the reason when you write print statement after this increment statement, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But here, as soon as you enter I equal to 1 less than or equal to 5 with true, it sees the statement print I, it printed I, and then we got the increment statement. Just by
So
interchanging
why
these
is
lines,
6 appearing in the second part? Because you said I is less than and
yeah,
equal to 5.
yeah. So here, after incrementing, the next statement is I less than or equal to 5. So here, once it becomes like 4 plus 1 equal to 5, uh, it checks 5 less than or equal to 5. It's true, it will print 5. And then next it comes to this line, 5 plus 1 is 6. So once it becomes 6, it's going here, it will check 6 less than or equal to 5. It's false, will come out of the while block, and we don't print 6 here. But here what is happening is 5 less than or equal to 5 is 2, you enter here. So 5 plus 1 is becoming 6. Then as soon as it becomes 6, we have print statement. It becomes like it prints 6 here, and then it will again check 6 less than or equal to 5, and we are not entering inside the block. So you got the number still 6 here. So since the print statement is after incrementing, just that, like,
Oh,
you are
okay.
incrementing and printing it, it will print this. So here, like, uh, with 5 plus 1 6, you just check it, you don't enter this block, and it doesn't print 6 anymore. So take different examples, like increment this, you will get a better clarity with while loop. Only things you have to keep in mind is, so we enter while block only when the condition is true. It's a very simple condition, you can give any conditions here. So if I have a condition like I greater than equal to 5, and Python, what would be the output now with this code block?
So it will print hello 5 times and then there'll be Python at the end.
So the main condition is, like, to enter a while block, we need this condition to be true. I value is 5. You check the condition I greater
Just
than equal to
Python.
5. Just Python, right? Because I greater than equal to 5, is 1 greater than 5, true or false?
No.
False.
Right, so false. So actually, like, we are not entering to this block at all, because we have false here. Only when this condition is true, we'll execute this block. So we'll just print Python here. So you have to see the condition first. If it's true, only then we'll enter inside the while block. We'll keep repeating the loop till this condition becomes false. So now you have a question, like, you should have a question like, what if it's always true? What do you think will happen? Will we ever come out of the while loop? So once you enter this condition is always true. Will we what happens, like, will it throw error? What do you think would happen if this condition is infinite times true, like always true? You create a condition where it's always true. So yeah, next activity we'll see what happens. Like, keep thinking, what happens if it's always true? Will there any concept to come out of that loop then, or will be inside the loop forever, or will it throw error? So what it actually happens? So before that, you can try this activity. Take a minute, try this activity, write a program that prints numbers from 3 to 11. So I need to see the output 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So the whole first week will go very slow because this while loops, conditional blocks uh, for the people who are doing coding for the first time. There's no hurry. You have to understand its concepts well because we are not going to write very complicated codes, but these are very basic. Like for future also, when you write simple programs, you should be able to understand how this blocks of while loop, or in future you're going to say for loops, how this all this works. So only the simple concepts we are going to use in future too. So just take your time, understand how this while loops and all this works. If you don't understand, you have the collab, give different values, run it. If you still have questions, I'm always there to repeat and help you. You can even like WhatsApp me, like we'll connect and help also, like because these concepts are very important. So for people who are already know Python, maybe it seems little boring, but you can try different activities meanwhile. Like you can take complicated examples and try, yeah, infinite loop, correct? So you can write this program. Anybody got output? You can just put it in the chat. So you have to print 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 exactly. So now you have to take care of the condition. What condition you are giving? What is the increment statement? The same value, the same codes, but just the input changes. So don't see here. I'm also trying on my end. Okay, okay, okay. So we got different inputs. Subbarao, you just gave me the, so maybe like you just copy pasted in Google Colab, the indentation was missing. Yeah. So, okay, correct. So I just got a different response where the print increment is after. So, correct. So like this, you can just practice different examples with while loop. So if the condition is always true, we are going inside an infinite while loop. So infinite while loop is a never ending while loop. Like it does not have any stopping condition. In other words, the condition specified in an infinite while loop is always true. To stop an infinite while loop, you have to manually stop it by interrupting the code execution. For example, while loop is never ending, right? You have to just interrupt the interrupt the run button by using the keyboard. So for example, let's create an infinite while loop and see. Like I don't recommend like we create infinite while loops because you have a bigger problem statement. You have an infinite while loop which is always true. So you run it, sometimes the systems gets hanged because of this infinite while loops. So I equal to true 0 while, just I'll give true here as the condition, and I equal to I plus 1. So once you enter this block from 0, the I value keep on incrementing 1, 2, 3, 4, so on forever. So I'm just running it. I'm running it for 10 seconds. I understood like, I've written infinite while loop. I'm just interrupting the run button and stopping it. So this is one way of stopping it. Maybe sometimes they need for some gaming kind of environment where they want to play it continuously, but they'll have some uh, like we are going to see how to break infinite while loops with a different concept too. This is one way of like interrupting the code execution using the keyboard. So you can see like keyboard interrupt. So I've just run it for 10 to 15 seconds. What do you think would be the I value now? Will it be 100,000? Like I've run for a few times, right? The I value from 0, it started incrementing 1, 2, 3, so on. So what might be the value of I now? Will it be 100,000 or 2,000? What do you think?
5 digit to 10 digit.
5 to 10 digits. Like we have run it for 15 seconds. So you think like it's correct, Tangam. So if I just run it, see the value of I, like in 15 seconds, we got the value incremented till this. We can read it out like.
So is it based on the computing power or how is it?
Yeah. So it's based on the computing power, but usually it's faster, like because if not, like we cannot with simple code you have to wait like 30-40 minutes. It's useless then also. Like the performance has to be faster. So in real time, you do the code, you get the output. The story doesn't end there. So they need the performance, efficiency, everything is taken into account for a code block. So it has to be faster. So we already have good computing powers and all, but yeah. So see, like it's not 510, just in 10 seconds, the I value has incremented to this bit, such a bigger value. So, and we can break the infinite while loops using the break statement, which we are going to see after the conditional statements. So conditional statements are nothing but if you want to use the code and you want to print like, if this condition, then print this, else print this. So if you want to build an environment where you have if and else conditions. Like in real life, we do a lot of if and else, like, if do this, like every day morning you will go for a like breakfast to bring breakfast for a tiffin center. So then sometimes they give you this like, if dosa is available, bring dosa, if not, bring idli. So we usually use such statements to create such environment. Using Python, we need to have conditional statements. If with this condition, print a different block, else different print different block. We can use conditional statements. The syntax is very easy. Instead of while, we have if now. Again, you have a condition. If it's true, only then we'll enter the if block. First, we'll do if. Then, if you have two conditions, then it becomes if else. If you have more, more than two, like 3, 4, 5, so on, then it becomes if. For all other conditions, it will be elif, which is a combination of if and else. In the last statement will be else. So if a condition is true, it will execute a block of statements, else it will execute the else statement. We'll do it with an example. So with a simple if, for example, we have age, and if age greater than or equal to 18, I want to print you are eligible for vote. So since age equal to 16, what would be the output now? Age equal to 16. Now it's not a while loop, it's a if condition. So 16 greater than or equal to 18, true or false?
False.
False, right? So we are not going to enter the if block because we didn't got the key, it's false. So you don't see any output now. So to get this code executed, let's take input from the user with input function. Please enter your age. So will this work? Should I add anything to the code here? If I just run this, is everything okay here with this code?
Input should be preceded by int, no?
Correct, because we are doing the mathematical operation, so you cannot check apple greater than or equal to 18, right? When you have input function like this without int, so it's not a number now, it's a string for the Python. So 19 was a string. So 19 cannot be compared with 18 here. Technically, for our human brains, yeah, we can do it. But it says like, less than or equal to or greater than equal to, not supported between strings and integer. So it's a string here. We just give 19, but it's a string. So you have to typecast we have to change the data type here to int, then it works. So you can give any. So now it's like 20 greater than or equal to 18. So it's true. So we entered the if block and it printed you are eligible for vote. So here we have only one condition. That's the reason we didn't use else. So we just used if, right? So we can take any example, like if you want to check if a number is positive, so you can take number. You can either take input function, like I'm not just complicating it, like I just take a number equal to 10 if number greater than 0, print positive. Since I've given 10, what would be the output now? Will it be printed positive or nothing?
Positive.
Positive.
Positive, correct. Any questions here? Next we are going to see if else. So here, like I wanted to print if it's greater than or equal to, you are eligible for vote. If I just want to print, like, if less than that particular age, I want to print not eligible for vote. So the same thing, I have one more else block. Else never takes the condition. So anything else other than the if, it would be else. Not eligible. So if I just run this, you take the input. If I just give the input like 15, so then it will check like 15 greater than or equal to 18. It's false. So that's the reason it will not enter the if block, and the next we have else block. Whatever written inside the else block gets printed. Okay. So not eligible. So if you have two conditions, we'll use if else. If else sorry if block gets executed, the Python won't go for the else block. If block says false, it's like a tongue twister for me. Like if block gets false, then it will directly print whatever is there for the else statements. But we don't have a condition for else. Whatever is not in the above conditions, only then it will come in the end for the else, and it will print it. So you can again take different examples and print it. So what would be the output now? N equal to 0. If n greater than or equal to 0, print positive, else negative. With the n equal to 0.
Positive.
So yeah, so if this block is getting executed, the Python doesn't go for this block at all. So now we have three conditions: if, elif, and else.
0.
0, right? Here we have directly used if else, and n greater than or equal to 0, both are positive we have given here, but for 0 we wanted it to be print 0 itself. So n greater than 0, then it's positive, less than 0 it's negative. Then 0 it has to, like, if it's not greater than 0, if it's not less than 0, only then it will come for the else block, and then it will print 0 here. So you take minus 100, what would be the output?
Negative.
Negative, right? So it will check line by line. Python works line by line, so it will check line by line, then comes here. So this is for true, then it will just print whatever is there inside the if block. If this condition is false, then only it will check the next condition. So if next condition, there are like 10 conditions. Each condition till whichever condition becomes true, only till it checks. After that, it won't go for the other statements. So yeah, if elif else, here also you have to make sure the condition is true, only then we'll enter the blocks. If not, yeah, it will go for the other code cells. So if you have 10 conditions, then you can use 10 elifs. So what would be the, okay, I've already run this. What would be the output now? Age equal to 29. age less than or 13, you are a child. Greater than, less than 18, you are a teenager. Else you are an adult.
You are an adult.
Okay, correct. So if it's just, what would be the output now?
Teenager.
16. Teenager, right? So yeah, you can either use the input function and give input and check, it would work. But make sure like you always convert that to integer if you are doing some mathematical operation. Okay, what would be the output now here? Score equal to 156. A, B, C, D, F.
A.
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 Yeah, correct. So you can take many more examples. Try this. So yeah. So we have to see the break keyword and nested while loops. We'll stop it here. We'll do break keyword and nested while loops tomorrow. So you can try this activity of nested while loops. I don't want you to make a nested while loop while inside while, but try to create a two table. I don't want 2, 3, 4 tables at once. Just try to create a two table and see, because we have to create two table using only while loop. So take this as homework, like try two table, only two table. Try creating two table, and it has to look like this. You just don't need like simple logic. You can get numbers like 2, 4, 6 to 20. But don't use the help of internet, because it's very simple. Like you just like all of us are adults. Like you can get output like right away in a 10 seconds. But try with all the 2 day functions and whatever you have learned for your practice. You just have to print this 2 into 1 equal to 2 till 2 tens are 20. Then we'll see while loop and how to get 2, 3, 4 tables, so on. But if you are interested, you can try that also, because all the concept is here. So, any questions? We'll see tomorrow with the break statement, nested while loops, and functions. So, all the ready-made functions we are using till now, the type function, print function. If you want to create your own functions, user-defined functions, how to create user-defined functions using Python syntax, and then we'll see global variables, what are global variables, local variables, yeah, and so on. And we are going to introduce with a data structure. Like till now we saw like variable is to store single value, right? What if you want to store multiple values? So what is that concept? So we are going to see all this in tomorrow's class. So till here, is it easy? Are you facing any challenges? Do you feel like Python coding is little challenging, or it's okay, or medium level?
Okay till now.
Okay, great. So if you're facing any challenges also, like just do the practice. Like if you are hearing any concept, like if it's Python or something else, the first time it sounds very like little confusing also. So, but as you get used to it, so these are all very easy concepts. Yeah, yeah, I completely understand. You need time for the practice. It's the first time, but it's okay. Like you have the code cells, you do mistakes, you rerun it. If you're still not able to understand, you can always directly text me. So I'll try to help you. But do practice. And but trust me, like all these are like very easily understandable concepts. So just that it's first time, that's it. So have a nice day. So for the people in USA and Canada, so good night. Take care.
Good
See you
night.
all tomorrow. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you.
Good night.